to In Conversation, hosted by Ravi Batula, who's the head of Wipmo's payment gateway business. And a very warm welcome to Kamesh and Arjun. Kamesh is the co-founder and COO of Guardian Link, and Arjun here with us is the co-founder and CTO of Guardian Link. Just a little bit about them before we get started. Kamesh and Arjun have nurtured evolution in one of the most renowned homegrown blockchain driven companies in India called Guardian Link. From just three members to a staggering 350 plus crypto Avengers, each person working towards marking their existence in the crypto space. Today, Guardian Link stands tall, having launched India's first rare art NFT featuring Amitabh Bachchan as the first celebrity to come on board, curate and launch his exclusive NFT collection. We're super excited to have Ravi Batula unravel and demystify NFTs and cryptos, discuss technology aspects, deep dive into how recent directive on RBI dovetails with NFTs, and talk through use cases with Kamesh and Arjun to bring this to life. Over to you, Ravi.
Thank you, Lovelin, and I'm very excited to welcome Arjun and Kamesh. As you said, the context, if I may say so, Arjun and Kamesh are the Amitabh Bachchan of the crypto or NFT world. And just couple of
Very kind.
just couple of very interesting insights, right? Because as you said, right, Kamesh started, and first of all, they're very passionate innovators, if I may say so, right? Passionate innovators with a vision. And if I talk about Kamesh for a few seconds, right? Kamesh was an innovator right from his college days, right? Where most of us will have fun. It was not a side hustle. He was doing it full time, right? Started the company, and right after that, it grew into like 350 member plus team right now. And as you said, right? A visionary and a passionate innovator. And moving to Arjun, right? He's again a visionary. If you see his vision, he wants to be the Prometheus of, getting the sun and stealing the sun and giving it to the mankind, right? In the same analogy, right? He wants to get the technology like blockchain technologies. Like we all know, it's not so simple. Like you can just run on your VM. The expensive technology like blockchain, you want to democratize and make it accessible to the masses, not restricting only to billion-dollar IT companies. So hats off Arjun and Kamesh. I'm very excited about it. So without further ado, right? I wanted to hear from you because we have been hearing so much about NFTs, cryptocurrencies, blockchain. So if you want to unravel some of these for all of us, and what does it mean, right? Because as in crypto and Bitcoin was just getting heated up, and we see NFTs, right? So what do people think about it? And I just want to share a perspective about Wipmo because we are completely into banking, finance, and when we hear the terms like crypto, blockchain, we are at arm's length, right, with some of these things, and not very closer to that. So if you can put some of these things in perspective for us, right, it will be very helpful. So.
Sure thing, Ravi. Thank you. We're very kind. We have a long way to go where we can, call ourselves as a successful entrant into the blockchain sphere. The goal here for us is that we want to make NFTs and blockchain and metaverse, all of these things, very mainstream in India. We want every brand, every artist, every creator to be part of it, and it just so happened that we had the privilege of talking to Amitabh Bachchan and pitching to him that it's just a small startup like ours. Our goal was to bring NFTs mainstream in India, and he was so magnanimous, and he accepted. And he's a brand. He's a guy who screams credibility, and we wanted him to be the face of NFTs in India. And it became the first commercially successful mainstream launch in India, and we're very happy that it happened. We're so humbled, and we were able to bring NFTs to Amitabh's fan base, and we were able to bring NFT collectors Amitabh. So it was a good exchange, and yeah, so we started there. And the NFT market itself, it was just $20 million worth in 2020. And right now it's $24 billion worth. And I think, and a lot of data is pointing towards the same, that in 2023, by the end of it, it'll be at least $1 trillion worth.
Wow.
Yeah, so what we try to do, when we start, we can see the crypto history, right? Indian investors are adapted to crypto very late, I would say, like mostly by, after, 16 and 17, right? Because, generally that has happened, right? So Western world will take the initial technology boom benefit and slowly, like, India and other countries will take the benefit later. So we thought, okay, so let's try to be early at least now. So because India can get the taste of NFTs and benefit around the NFTs and getting multiple access by by investing on NFTs. So we thought, okay, why can't we play an early game? So maybe naturally after 3-4 years, I think people will get the idea about NFT and slowly India will adapt. That is what usually happens in crypto world also, right? In 2000 now 14 or now 13, like in US and other people have started adapting Bitcoin, and they try to explore on the Bitcoin and other cryptos. Now, but if you say India, I would say more than after 2017-18 only people are aware about the crypto. But still, like that awareness is going on. Like is not India not taken a benefit of the early adaptation towards new technology and new investment opportunities. Right, it's always be late in the game. So we thought, okay, NFTs are the next cryptos, is what we believe. So we thought, okay, let's try to adapt and educate people very fast so that India will get the benefit of NFTs, especially, at least not crypto even, right? Crypto Bitcoin went to $50,000, $40,000, and like Indians can't afford to buy the Bitcoin in the rate of 40,000 or 50,000, right? So then we thought, okay, the cryptos are in a very initial, the NFTs are in a very initial stage. It is around like now there is a maybe Indian can afford to buy it. So that I thought, we thought, like we can really educate Asian market, especially to get an early adaptation to NFTs. So we thought to just open up an Indian market. Amitabh can be an initial good option because he sounds credible. And then, like after Amitabh adapted, every Bollywood celebrities and the athletes are everyone trying to adapt to the space.
The
Before
floodgates
that,
are open.
yeah, the gates are open. Like we get a lot of inquiries. So everyone wants to understand about how it is possible. For Amitabh, we made close to 7 crore 18 lakhs as a sale in a couple of days of auction. Then entire industry is trying to understand that how come it is possible, right? Just by doing a NFT sale and auction, how come we can make so much of money? That is the way celebrities started thinking, right? It is that is the way it all started. So we continue to work with, not our initial idea is to work with celebrity so that it create a buzz and then it opens up the market. But we know we are not going to only stick with celebrity. So we are working with a small artist also. So now interesting artist or very creative content. We trying to promote those kind of content. Even for this Women's Day, they're coming with a very creative NFTs. It's not by the big artist or or a big celebrity. It's a small time artist. The content is awesome. So we try to encourage those kind of artists and try to take how to monetize their effort. That is what we're trying to do in NFT. I think if you ask NFT, it is other than art. There are like, NFTs, nothing like, I would say, like you can, the digital certificate, I would say, right? It's a kind of digital certificate where you can trust and you can trade, and that is the benefit that NFT and blockchain brings to us, right? Why I have to buy a photo which I can right click and save it, right? So I have to buy it for $1 million, right? That is the way everyone asks. The one is, why I have to buy this? I can right click and save it. No, I have to buy it, right? What is it? Then yeah, of course the technology, and then like tradability, and then the ownership, provenance, and everything plays a role. So yeah, that is the way it started.
So, as a follow on to that, right? I mean, this is what was going on in my mind, right? Especially with metaverse, is like we can say NFT marketplace, right? That Facebook is creating, correct?
Yeah.
So, if I may say so. So, I mean, now, I mean, see, so far the content was free and open, right? I mean, this is, I mean, please help me demystify if my apprehension is correct or not. Now, everyone will start, I mean, basically the content will be, people will go to NFT and they will buy and they will start owning it, right? And now if I have to access, I will have to pay and then, get it unlocked, right? So today, I mean, there is more than content needed, whether it is music, sound, movies or whatever, right? So tomorrow, will it be right to say if I have to buy something online, I mean, I have to pay and then it will no longer be accessible. I have to go to the respective marketplace, like for example, pictures, paintings, songs, entertainment, and then buy from there. I mean, would that be a right analogy?
Right. So how we see it is the NFT wave definitely started in a particular way where everything is free for everybody else, and even the Beeple $69 million artwork is put up on IPFS, and the URL is public. Anybody can access it. The guy who owns it, Meta Cohen, he made it that way so that everybody comes to know of the IPFS link. It started there for sure, but as not every artist can afford to give away their content for free, their creation for free. And we have built something called anti-rip, which is a technology that allows only what the creator allows to be put up for everybody to see. And they can cordon off areas that only their NFT holders can have the privilege of accessing. And so what happens is now the artists who are undecided, who didn't understand, or just like how in the early days of digital content came about, and only peer-to-peer and all these sort of free to access things were running about, and iTunes came in and changed the game because it allowed creators a way to monetize their work. That digital, it's still digital, but they were able to monetize it and share revenue with them. We are bringing in something called anti-rip, which is still going the NFT route, but also making sure that the artists are properly compensated in the way that they want to be. And the fan base is still able to support them back through NFTs, and we're bringing that about. So the way where you would buy, for example, we are about to launch an NFT movie soon, and only the holders of the NFT can actually access it. So what will happen is you'll be able to buy it, and you'll be able to access it completely decentralized. So you won't have to go back to any marketplace that you bought it from to access it. And sorry, this is just a small PPT that we quickly put up as a talking point. Could you go on to the next slide? Thanks.
Why is the monkey looking so grumpy, Arjun? I mean, if I
Board 8 Yap Club, they really redefined the space. They created exclusivity, and they created a community. I think crypto punks did it first, but Board 8 Yap Club is the people's NFT, is how it's become now. Sorry, and Kamesh, you want to say something?
So, what if we take an example of platforms like YouTube and Facebook, right? Even though you are a content creator of the platform, but still you own the content. Right? Platform owns the content. You are not.
Yeah.
Right. So right. Anytime if they want to take it out, they can shut down. We can see the big YouTube influencers suddenly they remove it. Right. That is a very centralized way of doing things. Right. So what we see is eventually the Web3. Web3 is all about like decentralization, and then people who are generating the content, they have to own the content. So that is the idea. So imagine like in the future, the YouTube and those kind of things, people can own the content, people can buy the content, they can trade it. So it is completely with them. That same applies in gaming also. If you take a gaming, let's say if you want to buy a gun inside the game, right? You can, but still that is only applies value inside the game. You can't trade that, add-ons or accessories and power-ups to the external world. Let's say if I'm playing the game, buying the accessories, and then I'm done with the game. So here is the option the NFT brings to the table. Is you can sell that NFTs in a marketplace. Someone can buy and trade. So it creates a new market altogether, right? So just monetizing the content alone, and also giving ownership of creator, right? So he owns the content. So every content can be on NFT. Right, that is what very interesting. Companies are experimenting right now. In future, right, what will happen? I believe the social media and other thing will become a decentralized platform. Right, people who really because you put a lot of effort in generating the content. Take example of TikTok. Right, government wants to ban it. Right, so that's it. Right, so a lot of people put a lot of effort and in generating the content and fan base and everything. One day, if you want to remove it, then that's it. Right? You're not owning any content, or you can't monetize it next day, right? That is a centralized way of doing things. So slowly, like the Web3, helping about the decentralization. So that is a one more interesting point, that if you create the content, you can own the content. Every content can be NFT. You can trade it, or you can rent it even. So everything is possible around the space. If for the gaming, for example, let's say you can rent an NFTs, right? So we coming up with the interesting games, play to earn games. That is going to be the next interesting launches we are working on. Right, so every games will have NFTs. People have to buy the NFTs, play the game. They can earn money by putting a time into the game, and then they can again then we can resell the NFTs again. There's option to rent the NFTs also. So that is
Think about it this way. You all played NFS, Need for Speed, right?
Yeah.
Now, you bought a car, which is actually an NFT in our game, and you raced with it as much as you wanted. But for the next few days, you are really tied up at work and you can't go play your game. What you can do is, in our marketplace that we are about to launch now, you can list your car as being available to rent for the next 5 days, which you're not going to play it. So somebody else can rent it for the time, play it, and share with you the winnings.
Awesome. That sounds really exciting. It basically unravels slot money opportunities that
Exactly. We're introducing new asset classes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you talk about asset, that brings to my banking, hat, if I have to wear, right? So in the context of banking, I can see so many opportunities, unlocking for the banks, right? Driving more security, like for example, when they lend loans or some of these, right? So do you want to talk a little bit, so that a lot of our audience are from this background, so they can resonate it resonates with them more, and also take it back to our work, what we do best in the payments and banking side of it. So
Yeah, absolutely. And do you want to go to the next slide? I mean, sorry, Renton? I'm sorry, the presentation part is slightly tricky here. Oh yeah, do you want to talk about that, the NFT itself?
I think we can go to the next slide.
Okay, cool. I think we just covered that part, and this as well. Yeah.
you can go to the next one, Rental.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to work our best way with the PPT. Yeah, why is there value in NFT for the larger question that arises? NFT is digital provenance by itself. It doesn't need anything else to refer to as to who the current owner is and who the proceeds should go to, how loyalties work, how if you sell it somewhere in some marketplace, the original author is still being credited with it, not just credited, his royalty kicks back to his original wallet without having to do anything. So it's frictionless. It's just seamlessly built into the technology itself. That's what's wonderful about NFTs and owning it. And people who bought Board Yacht Club NFTs are now able to make thousands and thousands of dollars per hour, per day, to have to license their NFTs. So if you own a Board Yacht Club NFT, you can actually license it to Adidas or some brand like that, or some up and coming athleisure brand from your neighborhood. They can license it from you, pay real money, and use that to advertise that brand. And that's you as an NFT holder, you will gain all of that licensing fee. And that's what's wonderful about NFTs to start with. And could we go to the next slide, please? It's just the same data that we gave you.
When we see on the NFT sale, right? So because OpenSea is the one who is a dominator into the NFT marketplace space. We were seeing 100 million sale before, right? Recently, it is close to 8 billion of sale, close to OpenSea. So what we are seeing very similar to crypto, crypto is $1 trillion market, right? And the NFT is right now 24 billion or around that, right? It started with 20 million, now it is around 24 billion in a less than a couple of years, right? So we were expecting, it can go to the $1 trillion market cap. So because, brands can adapt, right? Everyone can adapt. And if you take a crypto, maybe the total number of cryptos, what you can measure is maybe hardly even there are 3,000, 4,000 cryptos. But if you take top traded cryptos, it's going to be less than 100.
The ones that matter.
So, right, only 100. So that is a possibility right now. Only 100 top cryptos are available right now. So what, this kind of NFT is where the market is very big. That's why there is a recent announcement from Coinbase CEO that, they were even believing that NFT market trade volume will be even more than crypto is what they are also believing in a
Correct.
recent announcement. So yeah, because the adaptation is very high. So because you can relate to, or you can adapt to many use cases for NFTs. Your vaccine certificate can be an NFT, for example.
I was about to ask the next question because it's already digitalized to ensure that it is legit, right? I mean, can I just create an
Yeah.
NFT actually?
We
So
are talking to one of the very biggest bank, US bank. They were thinking about, people used to give a letter of credit and everything, right?
yes,
So we can create that as an NFT. So those kind of projects and opportunities we get, right? So slowly bank is trying to see, okay, board ape and everything is different, right? It is a tradable asset and everything, but banks think in a different way that why can't why we able to give a NFTs as a letter of credit and those kind of supporting documents and everything as an NFT. So those kind of thoughts and discussions are coming up. Yeah, I think we very soon, those kind of implementation will happen. So that will get more adaptation to the NFTs. Your any school certificate or license or RC book or anything can be NFT, right? So that I think slowly the NFT will get into that kind of space. Of course, there is a trading advantage, right? So because if you say the collectible is always with human, I see, the initial stages we used to collect, some trump cards and everything. Right? Before our generation, people used to collect, coins as well as stamp and everything. They collect it by spending a lot of money for no reason, just to show that, hey, I have this collectible. That's it. You can't trade it, right? You can't resell it, but still people love to collect it, right? So because I see collectible is always in the evolution of human history, so collectible is always there. So we believe that naturally when you have an opportunity to collect as well as you can trade, and then that is also digital, right? So that is naturally there is advantage. People love to collect. If we take example like say, when we launched Amita NFT, now we dropped NFTs for $10, right? ERC 721 and 115. So we put a combination of I think around 1700 collections on 721. What is meant by ERC 721 is a very unique in a collectible. Every collectible have a unique art that is called 721. 115 is not unique. So let's say we for a
Semi-fungible.
yeah, semi-fungible. For a simple one poster, you can create 100 copies of the poster. Right? That is called 115. So we created close to 5,000 collections. Out of 5,000, 1,700 is going to be ERC 731. Out of which we launched for $10. Now I can see within a month or so where we seeing right now it is trading on $100 to $150 on average. So everybody got 10x. People who are invested in $10 in the initial NFTs, everybody got 10x of it.
That's a floor price, and some even went for thousands.
Yeah. So a couple of NFTs which I see now, someone bought for $10, they sold it for $2,000 because that is that is a way people got the initial advantage, and one of the very interesting drop also. So after that we launched Stanley, right? Stanley is a co-creator of Marvel, and then, like he created a Indian superhero, but they not took any film around that. So we thought why can't we launch that by partnering with Stanley's estate. We launched that NFT, so very controversial NFT. So because Stanley is passed away, so like but their estate has given approval to just do NFTs because this character is something they're getting a lot of traction from India. They want to the future they may think about launching a film around this character. So I thought okay, we'll just try to see how people reacting to this kind of superheroes. Then we launched it. Right, I think within 49 seconds, and we sold around 7,000 NFTs, and other collections we sold around 54 seconds around, where we sold around 12,000 NFTs. So that's a huge number we sold within less than a minute.
Seconds, yeah.
So we got a huge receptions for it.
So one very basic question, that is crossing my mind is, for any NFT I have to purchase, right? Does it have to be a crypto, or I can do purchase using fiat also?
That is the beauty, right? We we given an option of.
Can we just go to the next slide, please?
Yeah.
Where it says payment dance.
Yeah.
We named the slide as payments dance. The next one, please. Thanks. Because that's pretty much what we did to make this available to everybody. Because we wanted to introduce NFTs in a market where people don't have readily available crypto sitting in their balances, or they even own a crypto wallet for that matter. So we wanted to bring the barrier down and let the same way that they bought groceries on Swiggy or Zomato or food. That's the way we wanted to approach this and bring that level of proficiency to people who never owned cryptos or NFTs. So you want to talk about what sort of
I think we give
jumped
an
over?
option of UPI also. People, you can buy
Right.
NFTs by Google Pay and by any other WhatsApp Pay and everything. So we given that option, so that that became so easy, so that we got a huge traction because of that payment even. Because if you say that you need a MetaMask to buy the NFTs, right? Traditional people, now Amitabh
You're
Bachchan
alienating a large portion of the Indian
Correct.
community.
Absolutely.
yeah, we get equal traction for crypto also, right? I would say 50-50. I would say 50% of people are interested in buy the crypto and 50% through, through fiat. So especially on the Google Pay, and then like other UPI payments mode. So that way, because we initially done a launch through Stripe. So because Stripe was initially supporting NFTs, and then
Tell them what we had to go through. So
I think you can.
That would be interesting to know, actually. So that would be really interesting to know.
I mean, you guys are Wibmo, and you guys understand payments very well.
Yes.
So what happened is they said, okay, first you got to be a US company for Stripe to support NFT payments. And we said, okay, we went and incorporated. And then they said, no, you need to have at least a 2 years warmed up account to accept NFT payments. And then we had to buy a company that was already there and already had a warmed up Stripe account. And we did the first drop. Amitabh was ahead. We were very happy. We were already signing up Stanley Estate to do the next drop. And suddenly they said a couple of days before the drop that, hey, we're going to stop global NFT payments now. And we then had to invent an entire payment gateway that would process credit and debit cards across the world. And that actually spun off a different company because of this requirement. And it's a company there in the US now processing payments. So, and then we had local UPI payments as well. So we made sure that, whatever was available was done to bring this to our audience.
So I think Ravi, you have to tell us, when you're going to start allow NFT payments for Indian audience.
I mean, after listening to you, I'm thinking why I did not start so far, actually. So that is the answer.
You should do.
Thinking I should have started yesterday, and so definitely this is something I've noted down, and I like the small snippet you mentioned, right? Why we need companies like Wibmo to set up a new asset class commerce like crypto and NFTs. So definitely we are on it, and since this is my baby, I will reach out to you, and we will do more. I mean, definitely on this.
$1 trillion of total addressable market, man. You guys have to gobble it up.
Definitely, that's a big number to think of, and pretty exciting for us to pursue. I mean, no reason why we should not be doing it.
I think we should partner, and then we will launch NFTs as a widget, so that with the widget, with the payment gateway of so I think that will really work. We get a huge adaptation around it.
All right, the next slide, please.
So while we are just moving to, I see a couple of questions flowing in. So I think we have answered, there was an interesting question, I understand NFT if it is a usable asset, but what about these art NFTs that are getting me priced at $1 million? I think you answered it. Just like in the world of collectibles, there is a physical painting, you pay millions. In the digital world, you pay $1 million and you own the digital footprint of that, right? Correct me if that is the right answer.
Yeah, of course. Right now, only people, I would say, why we buying, watch, for Rolex for 25 lakhs, right? So because it's the same time and everything. So people want to really say that, I associating with this brand, right? If you take Adidas is partnered with the Bored Ape, right? They believe, okay, Bored Ape with having a lot of rich community. Right, there is a community of millionaires now, so they want to partner with that, so that they take that leverage and advantage for the brand like Adidas. So I think I can see there is a very interesting brand penetration and adaptation, which is happening and working with NFTs. As you told, why it is going for millions, and then why it is whether it is worth to spend million to buy all this, right? When it's come to art, right, it depends on the people. Right, for example, I joined a Clubhouse event, right? And then me and Arjun was spending a lot of time in metaverse, right? When we spent time in metaverse, one guy wearing a Doge coin, Doge coin, right?
Yeah.
That is interesting dog kind of wearable. That then one guy is wearing that wearable and then just moving and crossing between us in metaverse.
We stopped talking. We were like, oh my God, we got to get to know who that guy is because he's wearing $1 million worth of avatar modifications. And we just went and made.
So we were started chatting with him, right? So because how you use Rolls Royce and Rolex watches and everything to show that this guy is very important and also who can understand the crypto or something. We immediately in a metaverse we were trying to approach him and say, hey, what do you do and everything. When I address something in a clubhouse meeting where I see many of I can see a lot of DP and everything someone is came with a crypto punk kind of art in the DP. So people are giving attention to his communication and everything. This guy is a crypto guy who may be a crypto whale or anything like that. So it gives a lot of recognition in the initial thing. But I guess maybe it is not. I believe that it's the initial adaptation, right? There may be a lot of use case other than the art. I think a lot of use case will really adapt NFTs is what we were seeing.
So to address Mr. Ranat Kumar's question, why would you buy an NFT which is not a usable asset? Just what it is. It's the same reason why you would buy a Rolls Royce compared to just a Mercedes, or if you just wanted some luxury. You want to show the world that you can afford a Rolls Royce, and that's.
Yeah, and also naturally there is a rarity and other elements are there. If you take even with Amitabh collection, there is some collection called legendary collections in Amitabh. Right, which is signed. You will find actual sign of Amitabh in that kind of collections art. So when other arts are going for let's say $150 or $200, this will go for $400, $500, $600. So there is a rarity element because in an overall collection maybe you have close to only 100 collections which is signed by Amitabh, right? So while compared with the other art, this art is valuable. So that is even if you see Bored Ape, there is a rarity and property elements are there. We take a CryptoPunk, there is an alien kind of categories what the properties associated with CryptoPunk is there, which is premium. So because only there is 9 or 10 available in the overall collection out of 10,000. So there is a rarity element, property element, and then other various use cases. Nowadays, NFTs is not about only collectible. Like we can see a lot of utilities, and then if you buy this NFT, you can play the game. And even for beyond life, right? We were thinking, coming up with. We are working on launching a trivia game. Where Amitabh is famous for trivia game. So if you own Amitabh NFTs, you can participate in the trivia game, and then there's a play to earn game. So those kind of strategies which will be coming on. Naturally, NFTs will be will have a lot of utilities. So that is what we believe. So initially art, and then next is going to be a lot of utilities and get more specific access because of this NFT. And then we see very your stock portfolio can be an NFT. Right? If you want to buy Tesla, Apple, let's say if there is a portfolio of $1,000, right? So you can have a fractional stocks into that. So those kind of use cases will naturally evolve. So we are also experimenting such use cases. So it is a very initial stage, right? How internet started with only porn videos and everything, right? After slowly it matured and the ticketing platform came, e-commerce came, and then a lot of use cases came. Now everything is internet, right? So same way we are seeing this evolve, right? So it's a very initial stage. We have to think creatively how we can really adapt this and come up with an interesting use case around this.
And we've got the privilege of being part of that revolution, of guiding it. So we should do our best.
So we have one more interesting drop called Metaverse Marriage. So right, very interesting drop.
Could you go to the next slide, please, for that? Rental? The next one, I believe. The metaverse wedding. Sorry. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what it was about. Go ahead.
Yeah, one guy approached us. He wants to do, wedding in metaverse. Then he wants to do NFT of it. He want to create an NFT of his invitation, and then the various avatars and everything, whatever he's planning for the wedding. Then we launched, his collection as a NFT. I think it got sold, within this one. So it got sold within seconds even. We uploaded and next minute everything got sold out. So
Wow.
because the very first metaverse, Asia's first metaverse wedding,
Hmm.
right? We created a lot of collectible for it, and then CryptoPunk is the very first NFTs, right? It is going for millions, right? So always when you do something very first, those kind of NFTs have value in future. So by assuming that when we launch this interesting collections as NFT, every next second, like we launch it for $10, next second you started trading it $100.
Hmm. Interesting. But I'm just wondering, like, I mean, these guys, like, I mean, they did this first metaverse wedding. So, I mean, the people who must be owning it, right? I mean, what value they will hold? Because, yeah, I mean, from the pure, as you said, right, the rarity, the symbolic thing that it was the first metaverse wedding, they own that particular collectible, right?
It's a
Right.
collectible, yeah.
Have you seen the movie Ocean's 12, Ravi?
Yeah.
So they will, raise a building to take an impossible shot,
Correct.
send a haptic tethered keypad to open a safe and steal a document, which is actually the world's first public limited company's first share issued by East India Company. So anything that's first in its kind will always have value. And this was the first metaverse wedding, and its invitations are going to be the next CryptoPunks of the future. So people see value in that right away in collecting something of historic significance.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, these are like milestone events. So, and then, very,
Yep.
very.
Yeah. Then we got Hindustan Times. Hindustan Times approached us. They wants to do interesting NFTs. They come up with the the old newses and archives and everything. It looks very interesting. So we when the World Cup, when India is winning the very first cricket World Cup 1983, there is a press statement from Kapil Dev about about the winning and everything. So they taken that content as an NFT. So very rare, right? As we can't this generation will not see that kind of paper and newses, right? So they launched that, and then they launched the very first in 1950s. Hindustan Times were launched about Republic Day. Full pager, right, around the announcement of Republic Day or something like that. So where that those kind of NFTs are very rare, right? A rarity always, trading it well. We launched for $10, and I think it trading around $500 now.
No, very
So
interesting. So I think that opens up a lot of perspectives and use cases. Like, I mean, it unlocks the possibilities and potential, right? I think we need to understand first what it is capable of, and once you understand, then obviously the use cases will follow. The motivation will follow through automatically, right?
yeah, you know about Axie Infinity, right? Axie Infinity, where it's a very successful NFT game, right? I know one of the guy from South India. It's a village. Someone there is a city called Velu, right? Where this guy is just started playing Axie Infinity in the home, and then he earns 6 lakhs per month.
Wow.
Now, we met this guy. So, right, so that is a play to, because he adapted the game very initially. This NFTs and Axie Infinity NFTs and everything. So every day, if you play the game, there is a lot of trading happens, and then there is a lot. It's a pure play to earn game, right? So that made a lot of, it changed a lot of people. If you say, I know one particular village in Vietnam, I believe the whole village is playing Axie Infinity game.
Wow.
Similar to how you love small industries, right? In India, it's very similar that the
It's
whole
become a cottage industry.
is an industry that just to play the game and then collect the NFTs and trading around that. So yeah, how we say stock brokers and stock people, right? So the same way that play to earn games are playing an important role. But I think we see in future gaming will be a profession. So that is what we were seeing, right? So yeah, before 10 years back, I was telling, hey, I'm a social media guy, and then everyone laughing, hey, what is new social media? You're a social media marketer. Everyone started laughing about that. I can remember that still, right? So, but now it's became, right, the social media manager and digital marketing manager is common, right?
Oh, YouTuber has become an actual profession.
YouTuber has become a profession, right? So I think we've seen gaming will adapt a huge. Gaming will get a huge adaptation. So right, so that is what we're trying to launch a very interesting game, very similar to Axie Infinity. Yes, that is on the Guardians link pipeline. So we're coming up with a very play to earn game, very interesting. 3-4 games we're planning to launch. So we're working full swing on it. So it's going to be NFTs as well as game, token association and everything. So very similar is going to be India's Fantasy Infinity.
We already have a beta player base of 8 million
Yeah.
people.
Wow.
So
That's huge. That's a
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, NFTs will be the mainstay of the digital commerce, the true digital commerce, not like the physical version of the digital commerce, the digital version of the digital commerce, if I may say.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's pure play digital, yeah.
Yeah, pure digital native digital commerce, right? I mean, 100%. So I think, yeah, that's the key takeaway that I'm looking at, and we should definitely partner. I mean, and yeah, great. So I think, yeah, I mean, that's a great perspective. So just coming on to I mean, the agenda, right? From also, like, right, government recently announced the central, CBDC, right? The digital currency for India, right? I mean, so central bank of digital currency. So would you like to unravel for the audience and for all of us a little bit? And now I think we can all appreciate it much more in this current context. Sorry, I mean, you have some more slides. Definitely, I mean, we can complete those before we move to the next topic. So,
No, this is, I mean, the slides are fine. It's done. We just wanted it for talking points. So, right. The CBDC part, that's going to be very interesting because when the talk about CBDC started, the central bank digital currency started, NFTs were not such a big phenomenon. And double on double fives, the NFT which is semi-fungible, it was not even a point of discussion. And we are now talking to an agency which has been advising a couple of countries' central banks directly in their CBDC issuance. We are working with them to make them see that if there was ever a decentralized INR, a DANR, it should not just be a token running on a blockchain. It should not be like Binance Coin, the BNB, or it should not be like IOTA or Polygon Matic. It should not just be a coin that is fungible. It should be a non-fungible token. Every single rupee, you can create a trillion double on double five NFTs. And what happens now is very interesting. You don't have to go take a wallet and then backtrack its lineage, backtrack its all of its transactions that have happened. You can just take any particular DINR and know where it's been, its whole lineage, which wallets has it traveled towards, traveled from. So it's all written, hardwired into the token itself, the non-fungible, semi-fungible double and double five token. So when that happens, when CBDC is being issued, we want it to be NFTs, double and double fives. So it's already hardwired trackable. And your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So basically you can just by NFTs you can always see the very similar to bank transactions, right? If you open up any NFTs, you can see the entire transactions what you see with the actual bank transactions. So we can check the history of it, right? Where it traveled from, which wallet is coming, came from, and all this information which is possible.
Imagine being able to take a 100 rupee note and it suddenly tells you who all have had it before. That's the kind of thing that double and double five CBDC will bring to the table.
I think it will get more attention from the tax authorities, I guess. I mean, and that is their objective also. I mean, to simplify and improve the lineage for sure, I guess. Yeah. I think there's some interesting comments coming. Like, I mean, I see Namesh mentioning Guardian Link is changing the face of blockchain adoption in India and in the world. I think I truly agree with that. So yes, you guys are really at the forefront, changing the face of it. So yeah, I mean, so what can we expect in future? I know the possibilities are limitless. You mentioned like, $1 trillion opportunity lies ahead of us. So, and what is guidance? Because there are a lot of people, right? I mean, the opportunities are limitless, as you said. So any thoughts, comments in the payments world? Also, you want to talk about a little bit of crypto and NFTs, because I think crypto is pretty hot. Everyone is now trying to get onto the bandwagon, and you want to touch upon that.
Yeah, sure thing. Kamesh, you want to go?
You can.
Sure. So where I see them merging is that crypto, like I said, I'm very sure within the next couple of months, there's going to be a cryptocurrency, which is actually just NFTs. So, for example, if you take a look at BNB, the Binance coin, there are, I think, it was 200 million coins to start with, the total undiluted market cap. And then it's now being reduced because of their inflation mechanisms that they have. So you can easily issue 200 million double and double fives, and they become immediately trackable inherently. So that's what we're going to see. And NFTs are going to be merged with the crypto industry. This doesn't, it wasn't the case before. The technology is available now, and token issuers are going to use that. And crypto and NFTs are going to merge into a single organism. And so we are actually considering some of those points in our own token that we're going to launch in its form.
Yeah, think like a scenario like, it's a portfolio of crypto. For example, if you take a metaverse coins, let's say there are like, 5-6 metaverse coins that like Decentraland, Sandbox, and everything. Right? They take this, 5-6 metaverse coins, and then like it's a portfolio of coins. You can create one NFTs for it. So you can buy this portfolio as one single NFTs. Right? So you can sell as this kind of use cases which we are thinking. Because NFT can backed by is a digital certifications, right? So where you can make a stock back to NFTs, right? NFTs can own Tesla stock, for example. So those kind of scenarios we are seeing it will evolve.
Oh yeah, think about Board Yacht Club. Think about a particular ape where there's a bored white ape, and in its properties, it's written that it owns 5 shares of Tesla. So what happens is it immediately sets the floor price of that NFT because there's a tangible value in it right away. And then comes the rarity, and then comes everything else. So yeah, we're doing that. We're about to launch a collection that encompasses tangible value.
Interesting. So there is a nice, interesting question that came in. I think it says many projects coming on crypto dupe the investors. So how can investors make themselves more aware, about the projects, whether real or fake, and what they need to check apart from white paper? So I think it's so much of hype. I mean, there are also sometimes the risk, right? And there are perils. I mean, people, they burn their fingers. I mean, with little ill-educated or ill-informed, I may say, right? I mean, so any advice for them? What they should be doing and what they should be watching out for while entering this space?
It's just exposure and awareness that are required. So my parents, I had to be on a call with them for 3 hours when I was in Australia, when they were trying to Skype to me, and they didn't know how to do that on the system. Whereas a couple of weeks ago, my mom installed an application that delivered stuff to her, and she did the whole process as a mobile app and tagging her credit card. All of that she did without me having to interfere in any way. She didn't even contact me. She just made some really good food. So the exposure that people gain over time. Initially, people didn't know even what to check for in the white paper. Look at what is it pedigree of the team that's behind the vision. What's their roadmap? Have they already hit the milestones that they promised until now? What sort of tech are they running? Is the tech their own, or are they licensing it from somebody? Are they running on top of another blockchain? So these are the things that people didn't know to ask for in 2017, and a lot of exit scams happened. But right now, I believe there is some sort of a herd awareness that we've come towards. But in India, there's always been a lot of MLMs and stuff that have duped people anyway. I think if somebody comes and tells you that there is this thing, that's a big thing, you got to invest in it right away, you have to do your due diligence, go online and check the forums, check the Discord, check their Reddit. These are the basic points that I would encourage people to do.
Awesome. If you take in 2017, where we will see there is whatever coins, out of 10 coins or 8 coins are scam.
Yeah.
Right? They will tell many stories like they're going to do, flying cars and everything. So, right. So we used to see that kind of projects, right? We have to see that what is practically possible by the team, right? If whether they really carry that experience and then they have a vision. Maybe nowadays, I can see after 2020, like a lot of VCs have started investing on crypto and NFT projects directly. They're not taking equity in the company. They just buy only coins alone, right? And so this is a very good move by. It's a very interesting move that VCs will always bet on the company stocks and stake, right?
And VCs are people for their livelihood. They depend on due diligence and investing in the right companies. So
Right.
that's what they do for a living. So yeah, like Kamesh said.
Yeah, now it has changed, right? VCs have started investing on the coins by understanding the technology team and product and everything. So, yeah, I think we can always see the team capability and as you told, the Discord community. And then, like, is there any VC or any companies backing them, or they are
That's a very good
credible?
indicator,
This
man.
kind of factors are nowadays. Like initially, it's not that VCs are not supporting any project. If you say Ethereum or any other project, they done also ICO, right? But still, like VCs are not backed by the time. But now, yeah, so most of the projects are backed by very interesting A16Z, very interesting brands are just buying only tokens alone, not getting into the equity and other kind of factors. So there we can see this evolution based upon the team capability and what is their idea and vision, right? How VCs really check before investing. Very similar kind of approach as a public we also should do.
Cool. No, that's very interesting actually. And we have our global colleague from Africa, and Sile. I mean, he feels that NFT is purely a status thing. So I think so. Would we like to demystify and answer his thoughts?
Yeah, of course. I think initially, right? I always, it starts with that, right? When we see internet also, like there is a various, this kind of scenario. Just maybe you can say internet is for. If you take Yahoo for example, Yahoo strongly believed, right? Internet advertisement is for branding, not for sale or conversion,
Correct.
right?
I still remember. I
So
mean, I started my
yeah,
journey in
still you can
99.
see Yahoo Messenger comes with a Volkswagen ad and everything, right? So they only care about the branding. They strongly believe internet is only for
Correct.
kind of for class people, and then like it only works for branding. It won't really generate conversion. That is where Yahoo's thoughts. But Google changed it, right? Google came with the option. They believed the internet can help for a small boutique shop, right? Even like you can they help you to figure out, right? For a small boutique shop also Google generating lead now. So the ideology is totally different, right? They believe it's only for branding internet, and then like so these guys are thought like even it will work for a very small business in some street, right? That's a Google local is playing an important role in generating business for a local businesses, right? So Yahoo is an old guy, old company, by the way. So they were seeing this evolution of internet. They believed that is the ideology, but Google came late, and then like they were saying that this will reach masses. So even small businesses can get a business because of the internet advertisements. So this ideology changed the game, right? So I think it's a very initial stage. So we have to see now, as you rightly say, it is a status symbol right now. Maybe slowly, it will penetrate and getting into the more use cases and utilities. So gaming can be one of the interesting utilities, and like a lot of other utilities, like every day coming up. So you can wait and see.
Awesome. So I think maybe I have time for another one last question. Do you want to talk about tokenomics, because even I mean you're pioneering and you're talking a lot on tokenomics and online marketplaces for for NFTs and tokens, right? So any perspectives, thoughts on that? I mean,
Yeah, of course, when you launch token, like I know only like a tokenomics. So sorry, you are asking about any other real estate tokenomics or anything, I don't know. So I know only like token. When you launch token, like how the tokenomic works, right? Because if you are not really structuring the tokenomics well, your project will be screwed. Even if you take Axie Infinity, they were struggling because the price point of entering Axie is become so high now. They never thought they will go this much big. So right, the tokenomics structure. If you take example of Bitcoin tokenomics, right, the beauty of it, every 4 hours the supply will go down, 50% of supply will reduce. So there is a logic began to that, right? It can survey for 100 years. So then naturally, like every 4 years once, like why Bitcoin went so much high in pricing on 2020, because it's a Bitcoin halving came, right? Halving, it means like the supply when you mine. Let's say if you're mining a Bitcoin with using your 10 system, let's say within a month it's generating 1 Bitcoin, and now every 4 years once they keep the capacity to go high. So what will happen? If you do the same system, if you're putting for mining, you can only generate half Bitcoin. So then naturally what happens, the generating Bitcoin cost is very high, right?
Yes.
So naturally the cost of the Bitcoin will go up. There is a logic began to this tokenomics. For every project, I think this structuring the logic and thinking long run, and then what if we have millions of users using our token, and now if you take example of BNB, that's a very good example. They came with a different model. Every quarter, whatever money they make, right? They will, let's say if they make, let's say 100 million, they themselves will buy 100 million of their BNB and then they burn it.
Reducing the supply.
Reducing the supply. So
Yes.
every quarter indirectly is giving a dividend to the holders. Not directly, indirectly, because every quarter, whatever money they make, so far I think 16 or 17 such token generating
Burn events.
token burn event happening right now. So right, every quarter I think they will buy the profit and then they burn the token. So the supply will slowly, every quarter the supply will come down. So naturally, for people who own BNB, they get the benefit, right? So we indirectly, whatever company makes, they indirectly give that benefit to the people. So that is the way. Every company vision is different, right? I'm not saying BNB token idea is very good or Bitcoin token idea, but it is something based upon the business. We have to customly. There is no any strategic, simple formula to derive tokenomics. We have to really think through. A lot of mathematicians have to involve and then plan and make an excellent. Because when we have excellent tokenomics, that itself will make the project so successful. 50% of project success depends on the tokenomics more than the product even.
Awesome. Because I think in the traditional world, it's like, the what you call the vegetable guy, dumping his own excess produce to maintain the price, right? I mean, so
Yeah.
so you can do that.
That's
Awesome.
a good analogy, Ravi. Yeah.
I mean, to maintain the price balance. So I think I'm not sure. How are we doing on time, Lovelin? I mean, are we okay, or I mean, how is it?
We have a couple of minutes left, Ravi.
Awesome. So I think my thoughts definitely. I mean, I'm totally intrigued by the possibilities and the opportunities. And one, naive question, if I may say, like, can I tokenize this event? I mean, in the spirit of the true NFT, can I get an NFT for this event once we are done? Like, I mean, can I tokenize it, or can I get an NFT?
You can, but the question that arises right away is that who will be the forward buyer and what will be their use for this NFT?
So
Will
for
this
this, right?
give them access to some exclusive time with the panel later on that they can get, or what's the utility that you build into is the question that comes now.
More like a memorabilia for Webmo. Let's say, I mean, we were doing a session on NFT, and so I mean, we have an NFT for our session. I mean, for future. I mean,
Yeah, I think you can come up with some option like, if you buy this video NFTs, they will give some kind of benefit when they launch and use your payment gateway. For example, if you can figure out that kind of, if you have a zero entry fee, or else, the percentage will be some kind of benefit around that. I think naturally, like, they'll be more interested from, from a B2B people to buy and access your payment gateway. So it's a kind of an option.
Especially if you say that people holding these NFTs will be the first to be invited to start using Webmo for crypto payments or NFT payments. Then Guardian Link will actually buy this NFT from you.
No, so I mean,
Making really high. Yeah.
Definitely. So I think those are the kind of things I will like to, definitely chat, and I don't want to leave it, right? I mean, we want to see how we can see. That will also be an option for us to learn by doing, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that is the best way to do it. So,
yeah.
I mean, other use cases, economics will definitely, figure out. But let's say pure memorabilia just for the organization, right? And we want to hold it digitally, let's say, right? And
Yeah,
we'll
I think.
find opportunities to monetize. So
Sure. Yeah, you can do it. So we'll generate an NFT for you and send it to you.
perfect. That will be awesome. And I think that's I mean about it from my side. And any final concluding thoughts for the audience, our audience, and anything that you would like to share.
The very reason that we both wanted to come here is that we want established brands like Webmo and all the fintech giants that are already established in India. We want them to adopt this wholeheartedly and bring the benefits of crypto and NFT to Indian population. So,
Yeah.
Great. I think this is just the beginning. As I said, we'll definitely be in touch to build more on this for sure.
Yeah, I think you should
Good job, Ravi.
I think you should refer us all of your clients and encourage them to launch the NFT marketplace, because we have no code platform where we are working with very interesting big e-commerce in India. So they one of the biggest e-commerce platforms in India just approached us. They wants to launch the NFTs. They want platform from us and everything. So yeah, we're getting a lot of traction from the brands especially. So yeah.
We will, I mean, partner, because we have access to pretty large brand base. So I mean, if
I
may
know.
say, we will definitely, catch up offline to, take this further. Definitely.
Sure. Thank you.
Really wonderful talking to you, and it was very exciting, Arjun and Kamesh. So,
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Bye.
thank you. Bye. Lovelin, over to you.
Well, that was certainly quite an action-packed and insightful conversation. NFTs are the next big thing and is definitely here to stay. Thank you very much, Arjun, Kamesh, and Ravi, for creating room on your calendars for this conversation today. And a big thank you to everyone who joined us for this conversation. Stay tuned for more In Conversation episodes coming your way. And bye for now.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thank you.